Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk to you about the Real Techniques makeup blending sponges. I don't know if I'm the only one having this issue. I don't know if this is just some sort of fluke or something, but Real Techniques sponges have been my favorite, I would say, for maybe going on 2 years now, possibly even longer, maybe 3. I've repurchased them before. I haven't had an issue. Now, this particular one right here holding my hand looks, a little worse for the wear because this specific one I've had for about a year now. I don't know if anybody else keeps their sponges as long as I do, but I've had this exact one for over a year, and I don't know if you can see, but it has tears in it now, and it's just gotten to the point where it was time to finally replace it. Now, I have tried other ones in the meantime just to kind of see what was being brought to the drugstores and whatnot, and to see if there were any other ones that I like, which I do, mind you. So at the end of this, I'll be able to actually recommend some other ones, but I always like to have a Real Techniques sponge on hand, regardless of whichever other ones I like, because it's just always been my favorite. So I like having one on hand whenever, I want to do my makeup. So I went, I don't know, what was it? Maybe about a month ago now. And because I did actually kind of allude to this subject when I did my January favorites. And, so about a month ago, about the beginning, maybe the second week of January, I went to Ulta and I repurchased another Real Technique sponge. And I don't know what happened. I don't know what changed. And like I said a few minutes ago, I don't know if this was some sort of fluke, but this is not the same sponge that they've had for the past few years. The best way to describe it, this one seems more dense. Now, they're both dry. I haven't used either one in a few days now. I've been using a few of my other ones that I have. So they're both perfectly dry. This one just feels more dense. It kind of has less give to it that the older version did. This one was just actually spongier and softer and squishier, and this one not so spongy, not so soft, not so squishy. And even after you've wet it, it's still the same thing. You wet it, this one definitely expands more. It absorbs it absorbs more water. You can see when you're squeezing it out what the differences are. And as you're applying your makeup with the older sponge, it spread more evenly. It seemed to apply faster. And as you're applying your makeup with this one, with the newer one, it was almost like stamping. You would actually get this shape here. It even sounds like, I don't even know if the camera's gonna pick up that sound, but you don't really get that with this one, and you can tell how much more firm it is compared to the older one. So like I was saying, when you would try to apply your makeup with this one, it was almost like you were just stamping foundation on certain certain spots of your face. Like, it wasn't just spreading the makeup and applying it evenly. You would, if you pounced it here, you were getting a stamp of this shape here, and then wherever else you pounced it, that's what you were getting. I've used it several different times, and I mean, it doesn't even look like it's been used. I've used it, I've washed it, done everything I've done with this one, and it doesn't even seem to have changed or even look like, it's getting softer with each use, which I continued to use it a few more times because I wanted to see if that was the case. But it's truly not. And if anyone else has had this same issue, then please let me know down below. Let me know if it's a fluke. I was tempted to go buy yet another one to see if maybe it was some sort of maybe factory accident or something that happened. I don't know. And I was tempted to get another one and then compare this one here to a brand new one and see if it was the same. But then I just decided that I would actually rather see what else the drugstore had to offer. See, you know, what other brands were coming out with, to see if there was anything comparable that I liked, because now in this day and age, sponges aren't scarce anymore. You don't only have the Beauty Blender as an option. You don't only have Real Techniques as an option. There's so many other options that it's kind of hard not to want to know what it's like. So, I'm actually just going to give you a few alternatives if there is anyone else who's had the same issue that I have with the Real Technique sponges. Here's some other ones that I've been trying that I'm kind of glad I got the issue that I had, because it gave me a chance to really play around with these other ones more and discover that there really are a lot of comparable differences, comparable, there really are a lot of different companies and brands coming out with comparable sponges, and they're really amazing, and I think everyone should try them out if you haven't already. So here I have the Echo Tools one. I haven't had any issues with the Echo Tools. I'm actually about to replace it. I've had this one for a little while already, and as you can see, I kind of tore into it a little bit. It's really my own fault, because sometimes when I'm washing them with my nails, I'll dig a little too deep and it'll tear them. But yeah, I've had this one for a while now. I really like this one a lot. And the cool thing is the Echo Tools ones comes with this little thing right here. So it's just a little stand, so you can keep it on top of your desk or your vanity, and whenever you're using it or not using it, you can either leave it there to dry, or you leave it there as a stand when you're applying your makeup, and just have it so it's not ever laying directly on the table or anything. I just have this clear acrylic tray that I bought, and I kind of put 2 or 3 sponges there at a time. But that comes in handy, like I said, especially when you're in the middle of doing your makeup and you want to just be able to put it somewhere. So I also have the Flower Beauty sponge. I like this one a lot. This is actually the squishiest and softest out of all the ones that I'm gonna talk about right now. Even softer than the original Real Technique ones that I love so much. This is like super squishy and super soft. I like this one so much. So Flower Beauty, that's a really great one there. And this one here, which I just kind of finished using it when I was doing my makeup, but this is the one from L'Oreal, and I don't know why I was especially surprised by how good this one was, because like I said, I've just been trying different drugstore ones and I've been pleasantly surprised with every one I've tried so far. But for some reason, I don't know if it's just how cheap it was, which I actually think the price is about the same as the Real Techniques. It's about $6, six and change. But this isn't a more recent discovery for me. I've had this one about 2 weeks now, I think, but I have been loving it so much. This has been the most comparable to the original feel of the Real Techniques that I liked. This one has been the most, like the absolute closest one. The only difference obviously being the shape, but otherwise everything about it reminds me of what I originally fell in love with Real Techniques for. And I just think it's great, and I'm so happy that I found it. So I've even found that because of the different shapes and sizes and even textures of them, some will work better for some specific foundations than others. So that was also, you know, kind of a pleasant surprise, because as much as I loved having, you know, one like go-to sponge, because it's just my preferred way of putting on my foundation. I prefer it more to brushes or anything. So as much as I loved having a go-to sponge, I found that it just didn't work with some foundation formulas, and that's kind of a bummer, because like I said, it's my preferred way of putting my foundation on. But to find other sponges that I love so much, and maybe I'll have a sponge that didn't work well with one foundation, and it turns out, hey, you have this other one that works even better with it, and then you have another sponge that, so I could go on and continue to use any of the other foundations that I liked, and I would have a sponge that worked with any of them, and they were, you know, reasonably affordable. Like, that's what, you know, makes it even better for me. It's like, you know, at the drugstore you have all these options now, and it's just making it better and better. And I don't mind having, you know, so many on hands, because I'm not spending an arm and a leg, and they serve a purpose for everything that I have in my makeup drawer, and that just works well for me. So thank you for sitting with me through the video. If you haven't already, then please subscribe. If you are subscribed, hit the notification bell, and if you did like the video, then please give it a thumbs up. That's all I have for you tonight, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.